So as the pit bike stock 160 draws to a close for race number 1, we move on to our third race of the day. It's the Ugly & Co. Mini GP Junior Supermoto 140 and 50 class. We'll have a look at how they line up in just a few moments. Arnie Carr starting from pole, from Joel Grigg in second, Zach Weston third, Daniel Goodman fourth, Lewis Mullen and Peter Willis rounding out the top 6. 7th for Harvey Lathrop, 8th Elliot Graham, 9th is Tayo Collymore, Bobby King in 10th, Ty Butler and Kobe Perry 12th position. 13th for Mason Greasley from Luke Hutchinson, James Cleary, Ruby Booth in 16th place, Brian Hamilton and Harry Pell in 18th place. 19th for Nathan Ellis Ward from George Bartle, Jack Knights, George Wood, Liam Kiernan and Warwick Brady 24th, no time, along with Josh Bannister, those two riders starting at the back of the field. So here we go, Junior Supermoto 140 and the Mini GP starting in just a few moments time. Of course, some riders will be looking to move on in the future. For others, it's all about the fun of taking part as well. So a bit of everything for everyone here as the riders line up. Junior Supermoto 140, Mini GP 140 and 50. Race number 1 is about to get underway. The riders are on the starting grid now. You can see the background, the way the trees are swaying in the breeze is a little bit tricky as one rider stuck on the grid. The green flag goes down. Everyone gets past that stalled rider okay, so that's good news. Daniel Goodman with a great jump on the field there takes the lead. And so trying to identify that rider, but certainly no incidents there. The rider seems to have stayed out of trouble. So Junior Supermoto 140 at least, we've got a battle in the championship between Mason Greasley, Ty Butler and Harvey Lathrop. Lathrop's got the jump on the field here, so looking to try and close up on Mason Greasley as, oh, the 29 that is out of the race. Oh, that's a shame. And looks a bit dejected there, the bike expiring on the start line. Good start for everyone else, so everyone's staying out of trouble on the first lap, flying through the chicane for the first time. You can really see the speeds picking up here as the track dries out. Riders carrying a lot of speed through there. And the fastest bikes in terms of straight line speed, the Super Minis, we mentioned earlier, they can be clocked in the dry. It's up to 85 miles an hour down there. They really carry a lot of speed. We'll see them a bit later on, of course, as Peter Willis doing battle now with Lewis Mullen. This is the battle for 4th position. Oh, as Mullen has a look down the inside. He had to do well to back out of that move down the inside. He didn't want to catch the back wheel of Willis. He'd have been off, but tries again on the hairpin. Harvey Lathrop, 6th position, just behind those riders, currently leading the JSM 140 and looking to get involved in the championship here for race number 2 as they make their way through. So the number 3 of Joel Grigg currently leads the race from the 57. Daniel Goodman just 0.2 of a second behind. It is very, very close indeed as they make their way through. There we see 57 and Goodman, 2nd position, really putting Grigg under some pressure. Down the back straight they go. A little bit further behind, the battle for 3rd place, Zach Weston, Peter Willis, Lewis Mullen, Harvey Lathrop getting involved in this one as well. Looks like Lathrop's got through, racing in the different class, of course. No, that's Bobby King just behind him now. So Bobby King, 7th place. That's 1st and 2nd for Junior Supermoto, and they're starting to do battle. Lathrop will be looking to try and get past Lewis Mullen to sandwich between him and his main rival King in 7th place. Mason Greasley a little bit further behind, and Greasley the championship leader on 164 points. Ty Butler 2nd on 141. So at the moment is looking good for Mason Greasley, 8th position on the track, 3rd in the JSM 140. Still Joel Grigg that leads the race as we see Harvey Lathrop just trying to get through the pack a bit. He is leading the JSM 140s. Here we see the race leaders though. Joel Grigg goes through. Daniel Goodman, Zach Weston, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. 1.5 seconds covering the top 3. As the 29 of Elliot Graham. We saw Elliot at the start of the race, left behind at the start with some sort of mechanical issue, but looks like Graham has got back underway. Of course, immediately swamped by the leaders as he goes through, but at least Elliot can get into the race. As, oh, we've got a battle here though for JSM. As 57 there, Bobby King has a look at Harvey Lathrop. Lathrop coming under some real pressure. Really does need this race victory in terms of the championship, so desperately looking to keep the 57 of King behind as they make their way down the back straight. There's the 5th position, 151. of Peter Willis. Willis guarding the inside line. Lathrop desperately trying to find a way through here. King sweeps to the inside. Can't get down the inside of Lathrop though. Still the number 3 of Joel Grigg leads the race. 1:20.752 last time round. Looking to pull away from Daniel Goodman, but Lathrop having a look down the inside of Willis. These two riders battling for track position here, but they are in separate race classes. But certainly Lathrop trying to pull away from the rider behind him there with the red and white leathers, a 57 of Bobby King. This is their 6th and 7th respectively, but their 1st and 2nd in Junior Supermoto 140. Crossing the line once again, Joel Grigg still your race leader, 1:19.950. Daniel Goodman, Zach Weston 2nd and 3rd. Very close battle for 4th place though here. Lewis Mullen, Peter Willis, Harvey Lathrop, Bobby King, Mason Greasley, Tyo Collymore a bit further behind in 9th, Kobe Perry. Rounding out the top 10 from Brian Hamilton, Ty Butler 12th. Nathan Ellis Ward, Luke Hutchinson, Ruby Booth taking us down to 15th as the rest of the field make their way over the finish line. The leaders already making their way towards the back of the circuit. The leaders going down the back straight, and the battle still very close indeed for the lead of JSM 140. Lewis Mullen and Peter Willis pulling away now from Harvey Lathrop slightly as we move back to the 57 of Daniel Goodman, trying to keep up with the number 3 of Joel Grigg, the race leader. Through the right-hand ball corner they go. Grigg leading. Goodman still looking strong in 2nd position. Zach Weston 3rd. And that looks like Weston starting to put the pressure slightly now on the 57 of Goodman in 2nd. Grigg pulling away a bit now. As we head towards the start line, let's have a look at the pace as Joel Grigg goes through. 1:20.259 that time round, so lapping quite consistently here. There he goes, the number 3, the race leader, and leads the race by 2.3 seconds from Goodman in 2nd, Weston 3rd. And there we just saw the gap momentarily before the 4th place battle comes through. Zach Weston now starting to close on Daniel Goodman and keep the pressure on for 2nd place. So Goodman 2nd, Weston still 3rd. 2.3 seconds behind the leader, these two, but battling away for 2nd place. There's Grigg starting to close up on some of the tail enders. Got the race all to himself at the moment. Down the back straight they go. Goodman still there in 2nd. Weston trying to keep up. It looks like Goodman's got some good lines there down the back straight. Pulls away slightly from Zach Weston. The leader pulling away all the time as the tail ender just moves to the side of the track to, I think that's Liam Kiernan being lapped there, and Kiernan just conceding the racing line to the lead group of riders. They carry on in their race as Kiernan currently 20th on the track. George Wood, the 85, currently the next rider to be lapped. A little bit further ahead of Kiernan at the moment as Weston starts to put the pressure back on Daniel Goodman in 2nd place. The leaders crossing the line now. Joel Grigg still your race leader, lapping consistently in the 1:20 region and pulling away all the time from Goodman and Weston, who are battling for 2nd and 3rd. 3 laps to go in this one, and Weston still keeping the pressure on Goodman in 2nd. Up to the top of the circuit they go, and there goes Joel Grigg. He has just lapped George Wood, the 19th place rider. There he is, 85, George Wood, currently in 19th on the track, JSM 140 rider. And again, you just see there the slow riders just holding their line, just letting the lead group filter their way through. Looks like Weston lost a little bit of time lapping there, but not too much. Daniel Goodman certainly can't afford to relax. As you can see just how big the gap is between 3rd and 4th. We're still waiting for our 4th place. There is Liam Kiernan. And here they come, the battle for 4th place down the back straight. It's still Peter Willis from Lewis Mullen, and the leaders of JSM 140, the Super Moto style bikes there, of course, of Harvey Lathrop and Bobby King. Lathrop just nipping down the inside of Kiernan there. Looks like King's done the same as well, so certainly not affected by the slower traffic. Peter Willis and Lewis Mullen still battling for that 4th position, I should say. Into the bowl right hand of that big long right hand corner. Nice little line on the inside starting to develop there. Lathrop, I think he knows that Bobby King's behind him. Those two riders, the treble 2 of Lathrop currently in 6th place, King in 7th. Those two 1st and 2nd in JSM 140, but still very close here between Peter Willis and Lewis Mullen as they cross the line. Joel Grigg leads the race by 4.1 seconds. Daniel Goodman holding on to that second place from Zach Weston. But all the action here for fourth place as Peter Willis tries to hold off Lewis Mullen. To the top of the track they go. And Harvey Lathrope, of course, he's currently in sixth place, leading the JSM 140. Really does need this victory in terms of the championship. It's down the inside. Nice move there into the top of the circuit goes Lewis Mullen. Brave move down the inside there under braking and takes the apex of the corner away from Willis. And he is now clear in fourth place, trying to pull away. They're closing up on the 19th place rider, George Wood, down the back straight. Going to have to filter single file here, and then down the inside, Wood moves to one side to let that leading group through. Lathrop nips down the inside. King just trying to find a way past Lathrop here for sixth place. They go through the chicane towards the right-hander. Lathrop really does need to try and get past Willis here, and ideally Mullen as well. These two Mini GP riders in front of them to try and put some traffic between him and Bobby King. And of course King, as he goes down the inside of Lathrop, will be looking. Oh, they both go down. Oh, that's bad luck there. King and Lathrop both down. This could be important for the championship. Both riders are okay. Racing incident there, I would say. King went down the inside of Lathrop, just took his front wheel away by the finest of margins, and unfortunately for King, he's come off worst. He can't get the bike restarted, lost the engine. So drama at the front of JSM 140. We'll have to see just how far back Lathrop and King have fallen, because that will change things at the front of JSM. None of this, of course, is bothering Joel Grigg, the race leader, as the battle still rages for second place. So number 3, Joel Grigg, your race leader in Mini GP 140 and 50. Got the race under control. He's taking it nice and easy through the chicane for the final time, but second and third closing up slightly as they have their own battle for second place. Now that incident on the previous lap means that Mason Greasley's taken the lead in JSM 140, so that's good news for him as he looks to maintain that lead. It looks like King is still getting the bike restarted. Oh, there's Lathrop. He couldn't get going, actually. Lathrop's still stationary, but the race draws to a close as the number 3 of Joel Grigg will take the checkered flag. Daniel Goodman and Zach Weston charging to the line, second and third. Goodman holds on to second, Weston in third. Dramatic final lap in that battle for second place. Looks like Lewis Mullen and Peter Willis will finish fourth and fifth in Mini GP. Sixth on the track will be our first JSM 140 rider. With that late drama, that means, as there we go, fourth and fifth. Oh, as Willis just about beats Mullen to the line for fourth place. What a finish there. Just going to wait and see for sixth place. Should be Mason Greasley from Tayo Collymore, sixth and seventh on the track. Oh, and it's close there as Greasley goes through sixth. Kobe Perry in another class in seventh. Tayo Collymore eighth. He'll finish second in JSM 140. And there we see the unfortunate Bobby King. Well, he really had to go for that move to try and get past Mason Greasley, but it went a little bit wrong. Just tangled wheels. It's one of those racing things that happens, unfortunately.